exited out.
It's
Sorry, no
Christmas.
context for you.
And it's gay.
I can tell you more about Anton
Okay.
syndrome, though.
God.
Haven't exited out of that.
I mean, I guess you can.
I'll tell you about Gabriel Anton, the man it was named after.
Okay.
He
Tell
was
me.
born in 1858, 28th of July. He died January 3rd, 1933. He was Australian. Boring. Okay, he was just brain dude. He's a brain scientist. Let's see.
He didn't
I
have
guess
it, did he? He just discovered it.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure that out. He proposed blah blah blah. That's boring. Okay.
Really selling me on this.
Bro, his Wikipedia is so short. Why?
So it doesn't even say if he had the syndrome that was named after him, or if he
Anton
found it.
provided a detailed description and explanation of visual word that I can't pronounce, which is anosognosia, and another bigger word, asomatoagnosia, associated with the disorder. Oh my God, the second one. Okay, so the first one is where you deny that you're blind and you don't even realize it half the time, and you are just pretending.
You're fake.
The second one,
blind.
You're fake blind, but you don't even realize it. Your brain convinces you you're fine. The second one, which is, I'm going to try it again. Asomatoagnosia is where you are in denial of a body part. I'm going to learn more.
So it's like
Hold on.
so
I'm gonna copy and paste.
it's like the opposite of
Phantom Limb. Yeah.
I'm assuming
Of course
so.
you've already heard of this,
Let's see.
Judy.
I'm
Of
on the
course you've already
Wikipedia
heard of
page.
this. Just love the, I don't have a leg, so I'm staring at your leg. It's not there.
Yeah, it's a
There's no
neurological
leg.
disorder characterized as loss of recognition or awareness of part of the
There's no
body.
leg in Bossing Say.
What? That's wild. Anyway, I'm learning more.
How do you deny?
Is this what you do when
You can't feel it.
You can't feel it, but you can see it.
You can't feel it, recognize, or be conscious of it.
Yeah.
But it's
it's a neurological condition.
Is this what Westwood is doing, like in her hotel room, just like by herself?
That's
just,
so
like...
interesting.
Listening
just
to Little
eating all
House
the
on the
rest of the
Prairie.
M&Ms, like fascinating.
She's reading a neurological science textbook while listening to the audiobook of Little House on the Prairie.
Reciting the audiobook.
Reciting while reading
stark
a textbook.
In bed.
Absolutely stark naked.
Laying on a set of sheets made of
that she brought.
expensive suits.
Oh, yeah. Made of silk suits.
You ever realize you remember something more about
Unused.
something than you thought you did?
Yeah, it's weird.
I was showing my friend The Brothers Grimm for the first time,
Oh.
and I was sitting there,
Oh God, that movie.
like, minding my own business, apparently reciting the movie to myself, and they were like, "That just came out of you."
It's fucking gingerbread. I taste good.
I taste pretty good. Like the whole fucking first scene where Cavaldi shows up, I'm just sitting there, just like, and they're like,
It's impressive, honestly.
It's frightening. It's like
something.
So I suppose this counted as our pre-stream rant.
Yay!
What's really wild is right before I took us live, we were discussing Andrew Lloyd Webber and his musicals. And then we went in this direction. That tells you a lot about what happens in the green room.
That's what happens on Wikipedia in general. You just keep clicking.
Yeah.
And then you're here.
I fund them monthly to make sure they never go down because they are a constant source of entertainment.
You are a good person.
I've never met anyone that funds Wikipedia.
I give Wikipedia money every month.
Julia's funding them single-handedly.
Wow.
Okay, hear me out. New game, okay? Not a new TTRPG, just a new life game, okay? Lifelong bingo, okay? You have like an absolutely massive list of improbable things that you run across. And for example, someone who pays for Wikipedia, check that off your bingo list, okay? And then one day you'll hit bingo and that's the day you die.
So like a bucket list?
No, it's a bingo. It's a randomly
So you do your best. to live the most normal ass life possible, like the most bland. You want to live forever. It's the secret to immortality.
It's not always wild things like, oh, you've met someone who's gone to the moon. It's like, you have a neighbor named John.
Shit like that.
I was going to say all of us at LFTA would lose immediately.
I think Julia would cause a lot of people's deaths on accident.
Yes. I think you would be secondary, Raph.
Me, I've done, you would get for me, you would get unironically love the movie Cats 2019. You can check that off your bingo list. So
yeah, you just proved my point.
That's it, though.
I think it's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Anyways, I will get started.
Yes.
Hi, I am JD. I am doing way too many things with Live from the Apocalypse, and this is Live from the Apocalypse. We are Live from the Apocalypse. We are a not-for-profit TTRPG studio that produces actual play in the form of streams and podcasts. This would normally be our class reunion day, but I have been given permission to take these three and our lovely guest Stephanie on a wild ride through Monster of the Week. We are always raising money for charity. That is the main thing that we do, and we are currently raising money for Rainbow Railroad. So at any point during the stream, you can look where you would usually find the subscribe button. Instead, you will find the donate button. You can click it, and at that point, donate to an incredibly wonderful cause as Rainbow Railroad, currently the Canadian branch, help LGBT people who are in unsafe locations get to safer locations and have the resources that they need to do so. So if you do that, the McElroy brothers will yell specifically at me. The cast may yell in solidarity with that happening. It's always a 50-50 chance who screams and if it happens at all, but it is a good time. Please choose a moment where I have a lot of things to say and or something really intense is happening so that I can be completely thrown off and we will have to all regroup and get back on task. You can, of course, subscribe. We cannot stop you. Literally, Twitch does not allow that, but we have made it as hard as possible to find the subscribe button. If you do manage to find it, maybe you want to throw an Amazon Prime subscription our way, you can do that. But please know, if you do, Brennan Lee Mulligan, our beloved Dimension 20 Dungeon Master, will kill one dog for every month that you have been subscribed. I don't remember if it was last week or the week before, but one of those weeks we lost like 60 dogs. So, don't contribute to that number.
I guess it kind of depends on your stances on dogs. So
you're a monster, Corey. You're a monster. We do not condone dog killing on this channel. So you can choose to do that if you think you can sleep with yourself at night. Otherwise, throw money towards Rainbow Railroad. I think that's all the housekeeping I have to do, which means time for me to let this wonderful cast remind you who they are and who they are playing. Starting with... I'm debating whether I'm going in alphabetical order. Why not? That means Corey, you are up first.
Hello, I'm Corey. I'm going to be playing the host of our program tonight, Garth Targrave. Garth is a bit of a thrill seeker. My job here is to take the supernatural, turn it natural, and take the natural and turn it supernatural.
That is the perfect description for what Garth does. Julia.
Hi, I'm Julia. Tonight I'm playing Claire Rio, who is a translator by trade and a linguist. She is on contract with, the network. She's unwittingly become a series regular on the show. She hasn't really picked up on that yet. She just shows up. And she's mostly here. The reason why she keeps accepting these contracts is because she's got a little hanger-on in her life who finds these things wildly entertaining. So, he lets her live her life 80% of the time, as long as 20% of the time she lets him do this.
Would you say that he is a friend?
No.
Good answer.
No.
All right, Raph, you are up next.
Hi, hello, I'm Raph. I am playing Amelia Westwood, the exec. And I'm here to keep a tight ship and to keep everyone, fulfilling their contracts. We're not here to solve a murder or a mystery, okay? We're not the Scooby-Doo gang, all right? We're here to provide entertainment for the people, and that's you, the people.
And Raph, would you say that this is the most normal character you've ever played?
Mm-mm.
I'd say probably Sophie is more normal.
The mouse was the normal one, and you know it.
Jojo. You're probably
I'm
right,
a little
actually.
horrified by
Absolutely the
you
mouse.
saying that Sophie is more normal. And last but not least, Steph.
I'm Stephanie. I'm guesting here in this two-parter. I am playing Anna Lee. She is the Snoop playbook. She likes to document all those cryptids and hauntings and hopes to eventually release definitive evidence out there. She's taken one harm because she backtalked a demon, but it's going great for her.
I'm sure it's fine.
She's having a great time.
Yeah, no, I'm sure it's fine. And hi, I am JD. I am the storyteller / keeper for this game. We'll see if I manage to actually keep it as a two-parter. This is going to be a challenge since I have a hard enough time doing a one-shot. But I think it should be interesting, and I am, of course, playing everybody else. And so, as a brief recap, the cast and crew of Garth Encounters, you were all sent on your first house call. This was not the usual. Usually, you did not have to interact with people much at all, if at all, because you were investigating places away from others, places that were abandoned, which makes it a lot easier when you're trying to not show the existence of the actual supernatural to the world. But you were asked, after a video went viral, to go investigate an apparent haunting at a house filled with 4 20-some-year-olds. You met Riley, who is the risk taker and extreme sports fanatic. You met Alexis, who seems to be the one most affected out of everyone at the house by whatever entity is there. You met Evan, the small goth who walks with the assistance of a cane and has a scar and maybe some secrets. And then you met Onyx, who is just trying to keep everyone and everything together in the midst of all of this chaos. On the way there, Claire, you found some information about some incidents that had happened in the surrounding area. People who had been killed, often by someone that they knew. In fact, always by someone that they knew, never by a stranger. When you reached the house, you interviewed the group. That went really well. Garth, you did an incredible job eliciting some discussion about brain slugs and laying the seeds for how you would explain away this mystery. You, Amelia, went upstairs. You tried to get a bit more information about the inhabitants of the house, but didn't find too much that didn't confirm what you already knew. And Claire, you had a strange interaction with Evan, who could clearly see the shadow. And speaking of shadows, Anna Lee had an encounter with a shadow creature in the basement. In the midst of that, even though you were burned by the shadow creature, you found yourself suddenly in possession of a bottle of holy water that no one in the house claimed ownership of or could explain, and you were pretty sure it hadn't been there just a few moments before. Now, as the rest of you we're trying to continue to point the finger at anything other than what the actual supernatural situation is. Annalee, you went back to the van ostensibly to get medical attention, but your curiosity got the best of you, and you had to check out what was happening on the feed that had been going on right before it got cut in the living room.
Mm-hmm.
And you saw the four having a strange conversation. And then Evan saying that he could do something, but in order to do that, he needed the feed to be cut. And it was. And that is where we left off. And for once, I will be giving no further introduction. We're going to dive right back into the
Oh
action
my goodness.
with you, Annalee, as you have just seen this footage.
Yeah, so she's gotten bandaged at this point and just kind of scratching her head like, all right, I didn't want to stereotype goth, but some weird shit. Let me see. Is there a way I can investigate a mystery with the footage to see if I get any clues as to what he could have been referring to?
I will tell you for free that there is nothing in the footage
Gotcha.
that would give you a sense of that.
Hmm.
If you would like to roll with Sharp, I'm not going to have you ask any of those questions, but I may give you a bit more information.
Okie dokie. It's a +1. Can do math. That is a 9.
All right, on a 9, I'm going to say that you're watching it, and what catches your attention is the timestamp. So you're looking at that. You're admittedly kind of looking at your watch, trying to do as much math as you can, but you're pretty sure that bottle of holy water appeared not long after the camera feed was cut.
Dope. She's gonna kind of take a moment, make that adjustment, and then just kind of gets out of the van to go back in the house and find Claire.
Where does she find Claire?
Claire, I think, is still kind of like hovering on the stairs between the kitchen and the basement. She's not like wandering off too far because she wants to keep an ear out for like whatever it is that they're planning for the storyline. But she also doesn't necessarily want to leave because I think the other camera people are down there taking video now, and she's not going to just like walk away from that in case she's got to do something. So she's just kind of like hovering in between on the stairs.
I think Annalee just kind of sidles up next to Claire and is just like, hey, so I was going over some footage. Evan had the feed cut to the camera so we could do something. Like, I'm pretty sure it, based on the timestamp, that was right around when I found the holy water to throw at the brain slug.
Interesting.
Have you talked to him at all?
We had a brief meeting this morning. In the kitchen, I meant to follow up on it, but there've been a lot of setup and everything else. But do you think I need to talk to him again?
He seems like he's just kind of brief scan for Westwood, and it's just like, I'm not ruling out the existence of witches and witchcraft because, there's some weird shit, but he seems to have a method of trying to combat this slug in the house that might be worth following up on, because I get the sense that information could probably help us.
Did you guys set up cameras on the back porch?
No, but I can go do that.
No, don't do that.
Don't do that?
Don't do
Okay.
that.
I won't do that. Gotcha.
Don't do that. Yeah, I'm just gonna go step out there, take a little break. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Um,
Would you rather me talk to him? Like, because I
No.
don't. Okay.
Here's what I want you to do.
Yeah.
I want you to go find Westwood and tell her that you tested the water and it's definitely salt water, and ask if she can have someone bring us more salt so we can make more salt water. And I'm gonna talk to Evan.
Gotcha. I'll go find her.
And Claire's gonna go. She's not gonna detour out to where the living room where all the people who live in this house are. She's going to walk through the kitchen. She's gonna make a show of like having kind of like a cough and being like, I'm gonna step outside for a minute. The basement was kind of musty. And then I want to use my telepathy to manipulate someone into joining me on the porch.
I would love for you to do that.
Oh, big move.
I'm gonna just call Evan out here for a little chat. Just my charm. Okay. So it's a 5 and a 4, so it's a 9, but my charm is -1, so it's an 8.
All right. What do you say to him?
So I think Claire is gonna step out onto the porch, kind of take a minute, and then kind of like let her thoughts drift back towards where they're all sitting, and she's gonna say, now is probably the time for us to talk, or my shadow goes after your shadow. And I don't mean the one in the basement.
There is, of course, silence. But then you hear Evan say into your head, I'll be out in a minute, but you're wrong about me.
We'll talk about it.
We're going to pause on that scene for a moment there. We're going to just briefly rejoin Garth and Westwood. What are the two of you doing in the basement?
Westwood, this is a gold mine, all right? Cut the
Absolutely.
episode we planned at the end. This is going to be a two-parter.
Are you sure?
That's what it
We've
is.
never
I'll
done
tell
a
you.
two-parter before.
It's the first time for everything, Westwood.
Garth, if you're certain, then I will tell Roger that two-parter or bust. This is your show.
I don't remember.
It's either 3 or 11.
Yeah, I was gonna I was like, in my heart, it's season like 12 or
Yep, season 12 it is.
I love it.
JD, have
Are
they
you
allowed
back?
you back in the room?
Have you extracted the brain slugs?
Oh, I can't hear JD.
I can't hear you, baby. It's the slugs.
Tech gremlins.
We've
tech
haunted
gremlins.
the keeper. This is truly a first on the LFTA. Usually it's the players that are haunted. It's the keeper's turn.
Yeah, I don't know why OBS.
There we go.
OBS was like, I'm not having it, and literally disconnected as you started your epic speech, and then everything
Oh,
crashed.
it
Oh,
was.
it was
It's
fire.
we'll
So Garth,
flip it.
I'm gonna ask you to do that amazing speech again.
Episode opener.
Yep.
He just kind of clears out some spinach out of his teeth. Why has no one told me this? How
Why
many
has
takes
no
did
one
I have
told me
spinach
this?
in my teeth?
How has no one? Grippy, you're fired.
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 Right now,
Fired.
do you want me to leave?
I
No,
thought the
you're
only
staying.
beans he ate were from the mash.
Oh. There's also like chocolate in there. You know what? You're fired, but you still have to work, so you're not going to get paid for tonight.
You're actually on contract, so you have to finish out the contract. But after the contract, you will be fired, and you will not be paid.
I don't know. Do you want to work in this town again?
This isn't our town.
Lucky. You're so lucky Claire is on the porch right now. Claire
Like
knows
this
the
town, or like any town.
The fact that you have to ask that question already puts you on a razor thin edge.
Heard, understood. I'm sorry.
Westwood frantically pulling out MASH and just handing it.
Like a horse out of a bag.
You do not deserve to be treated that way.
This is ridiculous. Amateur hour.
They're gone. Okay, Grip B is no longer Grip B. Grip B is Grip dead. You know what I'm saying? Okay,
Dunzo.
Grip cut.
Am I gonna
All
die
right.
tonight? What?
Roll the cameras.
Garth.
Okay.
Grip B, I'm watching you.
You're the star. You're the star. The star. The star. Welcome back to another episode of Garth Encounters. We're on the second and final episode of our two-part miniseries, the Brain Burrower Saga. Now, for those just tuning in, we're standing here at 331 Hell House, the epicenter of supernatural phenomena in this seemingly peaceful neighborhood. Now, we found what we believe to be as evidence of a brain slug infestation. Now, while we're currently unsure if these creatures are terrestrial or otherwise, we can be assured that this infestation needs to be exterminated. I'm your host, Garth Targrave, and Garth pulls out his katana. And welcome to another episode. Puts his katana in his mouth, draws two platinum-plated revolvers of Garth Encounters. And cut, and so it drops it, everything back.
And
right.
bat. We could do both. We could do a raven and a bat.
What sound is a bat?
We have the budget. We will make the budget. Grip B, you are now on budget.
They'll just both caw. We'll save on
That's
costs.
perfectly fine. Actually, bats caw in their echolocation. So
They do? Of course they do. Yeah. No, of course. I'll get on that right
you're
now.
on thin ice, Grip
I
B.
know.
You're actually already cut and you're already back on thin
Oh
ice.
my god.
Anna's just kind of been watching from the top of the stairs, and it's just like, hey, Westwood, Garth, just wanted to let you know that bottle of water was totally salt water. We're going to need some more of that to make sure we can eradicate all these slugs.
How much more?
Well, Garth, you're the expert on the brain slugs. How many you think for this powerful of a slug?
7 gallons.
You heard him.
7 gallons?
Do you want me to get 7 gallons of salt?
Salt water. Have you been listening? Oh my god.
Grip B, please speak only when you are spoken to.
Yes,
Garth,
ma'am.
don't worry. I'll deal with the company and we'll get you the 7 gallons. I'll make the call. In the meantime, Grip A, you're still on my good side. Can you go up to the rooms and film some B footage, some B-roll, whatever you do? I'll give you kind of direction. And I think Westwood's just kind of gonna pull them away as she steps into a different area, steps out of the basement. And she wants them to just go into the rooms and film like anything that would, any B-roll that they can put in that could include like tapestries anything that might look like drugs, even remotely, even if it's not. She definitely left some, sleeping pills and stuff up there that aren't marked sleeping pills. They just look like prescriptions, and just let them go crazy with that. I tell them, do not miss any detail. Okay. I know you've done this before, but you're going to have to prove yourself. You've been here 10 years and you definitely need to prove yourself still. So go ahead.
Of course, Westwood. I will be right on that, says Cassidy.
I'm not paying you to talk.
Understood. Walks.
Wonderful.
And we're going to move away from Westwood for the moment and out onto the porch. Is there anything Claire does before Evan comes out to join her?
I don't think she does too much. She kind of like stands so she's not directly visible from like the window, 'cause she doesn't want Westwood sending anyone with a camera out there. She kind of like does a double check to make sure that nobody has set up any kind of cameras, because while she is about to like actively try to undermine Westwood's whole "we're not here to help them" thing, she is on Westwood's side about the whole like we don't want anyone to know about the supernatural thing. So it's like it's a fine line to cross to walk here. She's got a tightrope walk here. But mostly she's just kind of like preparing and like trying to keep the shadow mellowed out.
I was going to say the shadow seems agitated. And overall, he has been a lot less communicative since you've been here. He didn't stop you from reaching out to Evan, but you can tell he's not happy with this.
And she, again, in sign language, kind of like to the shadow, because she has gotten very like used to not speaking out loud to it. She kind of just says, she's like, we have to know so they don't undermine us later.
And there is purposefully stony silence in response.
He's gonna drag Claire under the bed again. She should.
So disrespectful.
Claire's just like, I'm sleeping in a hole underneath the bed again. I know it.
It's fine, as I told you, no one's going to sleep tonight, so it's fine. So you are out there, Claire, with your not particularly happy shadow, and the door opens, and Evan steps out. And he just limps forward and then stands there, waiting to see what you're going to say. He does not look concerned.
So, this thing isn't yours. It's the town's. Your house is just current. You've all lasted longer than anyone else has. Who do you have with you?
What are you planning to do with that information if I share it?
I need to make sure mistakes aren't made tonight, that there's no wires crossed. All of my shit just freaked out.
Are the tech gremlins coming after you now, Julia?
Apparently.
Brain slugs, please.
Battle is turning into a war. Oh my god.
Monsters. I don't want to expose you to anything by mistake. And also, when they eat tonight, I just want to make sure I'm not taking something from you that you're going to miss.
For starters, you say that like and he looks directly at your shadow,
Mhm.
like he could take anything from me.
I know he's taken things from people before. I know he'll at least try.
I don't think he will. I don't think what is with me would be particularly digestible by him. But I appreciate your concern.
You haven't been able to take care of what's in your house with who you have.
I haven't.
So what do you have that can't compete with the shadow?
I don't know if you would believe me if I told you.
Evan, you're only wasting your own time with that line of logic. 'Cause when I walk back into that house, I work for Westwood again.
And so she will be calling the shots, not him.
What he does is up to him. What I do and who I help is different. If you don't help me now, then I'll go in with whatever he tells me is true. And you know, he doesn't have to tell me the truth, so this is your only chance to tell me. And I will roll to manipulate again if I need
Please
to.
do.
Yeah. Oh, welp. It would have been an 11, but it's just a 10. Because I am not charming.
I mean, a 10 is very good, so yes.
Okay, so
He considers what you've said for a moment and then says, if I tell you, will you do everything in your power to help us deal with this?
yes. It wants to eat it. What's in your house, I mean. That works out for everyone involved.
think that would not be impossible. Do you think Westwood will allow that?
If I can keep it off of cameras and I can make Garth look like the sun shines out of his ass, absolutely. Hell, I'm pretty sure that's actually why I'm here these days.
I don't know. You did a really convincing interview back when you were in those tunnels. I mean, I know that you were looking for, was it rat people? I don't remember, but your interviews were very convincing. I didn't know you were a linguist and also specialist in rat behavior.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Improv is a hell of a talent.
Well, Claire, you obviously know that ghosts and demons and those sorts of things exist. What are your thoughts about angels?
They're around. They have an exorcist brought one to my house. It worked on the house. Didn't work on me, so.
And therein, you may see the problem we are facing. You have my answer. It's up to you what you do with it now.
In a little bit, there's going to be probably an absurd amount of water coming to this house. Just take care of it so that it's exactly what it's supposed to be. And we will take care of the rest.
Thank you for the heads up.
Now you better go in the house. I'm going to go around the front.
And Evan looks like he wants to say something as you're going to turn to leave, but looks back at the shadow and stops himself and just says, I'll see you inside, and heads back towards the door.
Go back around the house. Don't know what you're so irritated about. They've never been able to bother you before.
You just get like sharp stones, the images and feelings of sharp stones in response.
Little punk.
Westwood, you sent Cassidy to get the B-roll. What did you do afterwards?
Westwood is being asked to deal with the company. So I think she is going to approach Annalie and Claire, and like at first Annalie, I suppose, because Claire's outside, but and just say, all right, has made his requests. Now, what do you think we need?
Hmm. I think keeping a med kit close by would be wise.
I'm sure we have one in the van.
Oh, we do.
Do we?
I took care of myself in the van.
Hmm.
Let's see what else I got in the van. Motion sensors for when no one's on the floors would be good. So that way, if anything's moving around,
Anything we
slithering
don't
around.
have in the van or on the property that I need to go call for is what I'm asking.
Gotcha. Well, we're getting the salt in for the gallons of water. A little extra salt would not hurt. I would say sage, but that's not going to come into play until the end. I'm trying to remember, did I glean anything else from this demon when it attacked me, JD?
Nothing in particular. The biggest thing you discovered is that it did not like the holy water.
Mm-hmm. Didn't like the water. Probably some votive candles. That way we could make sure we get them kind of blessed with the water, for lack of a better term.
I can have pre-blessed water here in 30 minutes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the candles probably wouldn't hurt. That way you could make a type of barrier. The salt can also act like a barrier, but it depends on how powerful this thing was. And given that it manifested, crisped me, and then
so
me.
salt,
Yeah, right.
water, blessed.
Salt, water, votive candles.
We do have a father and priest, whatever you want to call them, on staff. So it can, like I said, come pre-blessed.
Okay.
Holy water, salt, candles. Any scent in particular, do you think, or just standard is fine?
Just standard is fine.
Okay. I don't know.
Citrus.
Sandalwood.
They're all from Yankee Candle.
Yeah. They're all
Discount.
like expensive, like those
The
big ones.
big,
The strongest lavender scent that's like so strong it's not even calming anymore. It's
just like you just taste it. It's like you get so.
It's revolting.
Tastes like lavender migraine.
yeah.
Oh God.
That's the name. That's the name.
Lavender
Migraine.
migraine. Oh God. Anyway.
Some crosses.
All right. Any sort of specific cameras? Anything else?
Let me see. I mean, I'm pretty sure I got most of it in the van. I've got the infrared. I've got backup batteries in case it drains the batteries.
Okay. I'm gonna go find Claire then.
Okay. Yeah, I think we're set on my end. But if you can get the holy items, then we'll have the extra protection.
I'll do my job. Now you go do yours.
Been doing that since I got here, Westwood. Just scurries up the stairs to keep setting up the tech.
Gotta keep an eye on that one. Claire!
Open the front door. Yeah?
You're always where I need you. Claire, I'm making a call to the company. Is there anything you need? I have holy water, salt, scented candles, and a lot of salt water. 7 gallons. Anything else?
7 whole gallons.
Yes, it's for the brain slugs. You know how it is.
Yeah. So I think a good way to distribute the whole lot of salt water would probably be you should probably see if the props department has replicas of Garth's guns, but they're water guns, so that he can escort.
Fascinating.
I think it'll be really good visuals. I think he'll enjoy it a lot. I think we should probably have just some regular standard ones for the rest of us, just in case. So like if we need to get a
Westwood
better
just pulls
shot.
out her 9mm, like, I'm good.
Okay, but does it shoot salt water at giant brain slugs?
Claire, I hope you don't take me for an idiot. I know we're not working with brain slugs. Frankly, I don't really care what we're working with as long as nobody dies on set.
Okay, well, in that case, you still need to be able to shoot the holy salt water. Unless you want to be really undignified and have to use water balloons.
Why can't these ghosts just be dead with a regular gun? Dignity, I swear.
You know,
Crumbles every episode. Water gun it is.
Water gun's fine. Okay, good. So it likes to stab people with the knives, and it likes to do it with people who are familiar with each other. So I'm actually gonna have to say you and Garth probably should not be too close to each other tonight.
But I have to feed him his mash.
We will figure the mash out. But listen, either you're gonna try to stab him or he's gonna try to stab you. Because listen, no one else in this crew is that close. You don't know when my birthday is. Do you know when his birthday is? You know where he was born.
I do.
Mhm.
I was not too far, actually. It was an interesting day.
Yeah. So, and that would be very bad for the network if he stabbed you or you stabbed him. So,
We can't take away his katana. It's a part of his contract.
I know it's part of his contract. So, you should probably find some reason to be on the walkie-talkie tonight.
Fine. And then she reaches into her pocket and pulls out a giant bag of green and just hands it to Claire and says, "You'll have to feed him the mash. You have to use your bare hands. He likes them a little salty." Anyway,
I want 4% of the commercial revenue for feeding this man with my bare hands. Are you
2%.
free? No,
All right, I'll make the call.
Where'd you leave him?
Yeah, speaking of that, Garth, where are you right now?
Garth is setting up for the final shoot, so he went to go out back to smoke his jewel, but saw that they were already out there, so he circled back front before this conversation happened.
What flavor?
He actually has two. One tastes like M&Ms and one tastes like green Skittles. And thank you for asking. And went out to the car with the crew, and he's like, we needed the 7 gallons, but that's, on the light end because I came prepared. Opens up the trunk, and there's just 2 drums, like 2 barrels of salt. And I think they could provide the water. You know what I mean? And he hands those off to the grips, and then he takes out a strobe light. And takes it back into the house to prepare for what would be the final scene of the cleansing.
And where are you placing the strobe light?
I would say probably place it in the basement. One drum, second drum, both just at like the bottom of the stairs, sets up a strobe light, closes the door and turns on the light to make sure it looks good.
Incredible. Incredible. And it
but
is...
also he's kind of scared, so he draws his katana out.
And so
I don't think there are no ghosts out there, but just don't fuck with me. And then he like fixes his bulletproof vest.
Garth, you are so iconic, and you have also just shut yourself in the basement with no one else here because the 2 grips have gone to get water to be added to the salt.
It's just the standing cameras I had set up down there. Oh boy.
Flips the strobe light on, flips off the regular light.
Incredible. I love this for you, Garth. And so You are in the basement. It is oddly silent, and the reason it is oddly silent isn't because it's unnatural. It's because, Garth, you are always surrounded by so many others. You have Westwood checking in on you, you have the grips, you have all of this movement and hustle and bustle. But now it's just you standing there in the dark, lit up every few seconds by the strobe. And I think it can't help but startle you when the whispering starts. You can't make out what is being said, but it is overlapping voices, whispering something over and over and over again. And at first, it seems like it's from somewhere off to your left, maybe right over your shoulder. But then it's off to the right, and then it's in front of you, and then it's behind you. And then it's just all around you. Just a rising cacophony of noise.
I think as the voice was like shifting, anytime Garth heard it, he would like swipe at it, and he was like doing a whole routine, his kata. And then when it's all around him, he like loses all composure and just like windmill, just like starts like going in circles.
I think you 100% take out one of the cameras, first of all.
I'm not afraid of you!
You just like scream that and swing, and there's just a clang as the katana hits it. In fact, your katana sharp enough, it maybe takes the whole tripod out.
Slices right through. It's magic.
Yeah.
It's a magic katana. It's like a lightsaber.
And so you hear the clatter then of the camera hitting the floor and shattering into pieces.
I do, in fact, have a spare in the car. This happens a lot, and he doesn't want to get in trouble with Westwood.
The whispering has been getting louder and louder and louder, and then it just cuts off entirely. And it's silent again. And a voice from somewhere in the darkness, somewhere outside of where the strobe is illuminating, asks, "There is a lot that you desire. What do you want the most, Garth?"
Fame. I want it all. Viewership. Spot in prime time. Fox, 7 o'clock, Sunday nights. I want a Super Bowl spot instead of the halftime show.
And what would you give for that to happen?
I don't know. Why don't you show yourself? Maybe we can make a deal face to face. It's like full Steven Seagaling it.
You say you want fame, but I don't think you're ready to make a deal. I think if I step forward, you're going to try to swing that katana right through me.
No. Nope.
And you're going to be very disappointed.
I don't think I will. I think if you show your face, you're scared because you know I'm going to kick your ass and chop you in half.
With that thing,
You saw what it did to the camera. Or are you blind as well as scared? Your fear has blinded you. I'm going to save that line for the camera.
I am not a camera, Garth.
Fine. Be that way. And he sheaths his katana, and then he pulls out both pistols, and they're like cap guns. They're not real. But in an effort to like see what's in front of him, so they just like alongside the strobe light, there's just like flashes. Wherever he sounds like he is.
And in those flashes, you do see a shadowy figure. It shocks you a bit because it's been apparently very close, but the strobe light had not been illuminating. And it does not react to any of those shots going through it. It just stares at you, and you realize that what you thought was the strobe light, probably reflecting off of something metallic, has been this being's eyes this entire time.
All right, well, it seems we've hit an impasse. So I think I'll just be on my way then. Mr. Brain Slug kind of shuffles to the door like a little bit quicker.
And you just hear the voice. It's not following you. Like, you do not get the sense that you are being stopped or chased in any way. And the voice just says, "You may not have been ready to make a deal now, Garth, but you will before the night is over."
Sprints up the stairs right when he gets to the stairs, just sprints up, lifts the light, opens the door, hopefully.
Yeah, the door opens, no problem.
That's what it's all about right there. That's the good shit right there. That's what gets the blood pumping. Let's go, boys! Camera set up. We need it. We need another. Check my trunk. I have another camera on the trunk.
Again? Just from upstairs, because this is not the first time.
Westwood like just left to go deal with the company. Or whatever.
Just walked out.
Just walked out the door.
I'll
This is
go
our
get
one
out of
chance,
the
guys.
car. Are we all about ready for lockdown? Final shots? Big confrontation?
Is it nighttime yet?
Oh, Anna was asking Garth.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
I'm ready. Once we got that camera in there, I'm ready to go. Wait, Westwood, are you bringing Father O'Malley, or is he doing something else?
Shh. Garth, he's just going to ship. You know they come in water bottles now. I thought you knew about this.
We'll do a whole FX thing. It's not a big deal, I guess.
Oh, you can pour them into, whatever container you'd like. I have some candles and whatnot if you'd like to don your little white strip that you have and bless them yourself on camera.
Yeah, I mean, I was planning on finishing up that course online tonight to get my ordainship. You know what? I know what they're doing. You know what I mean? What makes them any
Honestly,
older than me?
as long as you do it before it goes live, who's to stop you? Not
Good
me.
deal. Good deal, boss. All right, Annalie. I'm ready.
All right, I'll get that camera. We're set upstairs. We're set the ground floor, and I'll just fix the basement, and then go fight some brain slugs. She hurries off, she grabs the camera, and she goes back down. She's not afraid of the basement. She goes right back down. Just very clearly, I'm not scared. She sets it up.
You find the strobe light still on, because Garth never turned it off.
Oh, right. Okay. Sure. This might as well happen. It always does. Okay. Just double checks. She picks up the pieces of her camera. Yet again, another casualty, and just will cart this off to the van. Did anything happen down in the basement?
So I challenged the demon with the metal eyes.
You showed up?
Yeah, he's super scared of me, so I let it go.
Oh.
Yeah. It's pretty fucking scary looking though, huh?
He is kind of sick, yeah.
Yeah. So I think next time, no more lights out. Everybody should be in the basement together. If he's gonna take us out, he'll take us out all at once, you know? But everybody kind of give me a wide berth, because I will start swinging if I
I
get
was
scared.
gonna warn everyone who wasn't already aware of the katana, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll do a perimeter around you, very, very far away from you.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Got a boss.
We can darken the room in post as well.
We can do so much in post.
I'm so glad you're always listening, boss. I always know.
I have to know what's going on. Also, Claire has your mash, by the way.
Immediately turns it, Claire! Mash
Oh.
me, mash now!
Actually, since this thing likes to stab everyone, I'm gonna box up the knives and put them in the van too. Now that I think of it, well, you get the mash dealt with.
Wait, Julia, now!
Julia, no, your audio's gone.
No! These are
Garth
crimes.
gets on his knees, opens his mouth.
Hello.
Yes,
Hello.
you are back.
Ah, shalom. I'm back. Yeah, Claire just walks in, holding the mash. So many gifs of this stupid shit on the internet.
No, Julia left us again.
Oh no!
The mash is
The mash
so
is
cursed.
Garth opens up his throat, so he
Jesus
doesn't even have to chew.
Christ.
It just slides right down into his belly.
Pellets.
This is the most
Hold on, I'm
horrifying
gonna
thing
clip
I've ever
that real
heard.
quick.
While he's waiting for Claire to come, he's doing like gun tricks, but like every couple seconds he drops it. It's heavy, so it's like really loud when it hits the ground.
So just to confirm, Garth is on his knees, mouth all the way open,
Yep.
ready for this, head tilted back,
Don't
trying
forget
to do gun
throat
tricks.
open.
It's the
Open.
pre-climax mash. Everybody prepares in their own way. Some people do vocal exercises.
The thing is,
Oh
Claire
my
walks in,
God.
she's
There we
upset
go.
about it, but she's desensitized to it at this point. She's
It's-
seen this.
It's just like exposure. It's like, this can't traumatize me anymore because it's already done that.
It is a little bit traumatizing because she's never had to do this
It's
part
herself,
of it.
yeah.
Oh God, incredible.
So Westwood knows that if she feeds Garth like too many at once, like a little kid, he'll like hurt his tummy, but he'll
Get a
never like
sugar
stop
rush.
eating. So he's like, no,
Damn it, I should have
no.
told Claire.
Westwood gives me the whole bag.
Claire's like, no, she doesn't.
She does. So
Garth, I've worked with you for a season and a half. I know she doesn't.
Claire, your shadow puts his hand on your shoulder and just says, "This is so demeaning."
Claire just kind of pauses, looks over her shoulder. She can't see him. She's only seen him in her nightmares. looks where she knows that they are, and she's like, "You think I don't know that?"
This is beneath you.
Sure is.
Literally.
Sure is. But if we weren't doing this, you would just be stuck in the apartment in Ohio with me.
Shh. Annalie, can you make sure to capture this? This will hit great on TikTok, make great numbers.
Oh, don't worry. My cameras are already picking it up.
Perfect.
I'll get it in post and do the little flare with the emojis you like.
The hearts.
Yep, the green hearts.
AO3 is going to eat this up.
They always do. They eat very well from us.
Much like Garth.
Much like Garth.
It's like Garth. Some good eatings.
This is incredibly demeaning, but we've dealt with all the haunted things in town where we live. So this is your only chance for enrichment. Or you could leave me. That's still an option.
He has nothing to say to that.
Didn't think so. Claire is not a teenager anymore. She's less scared of him than she used to be.
And so, Claire, you feed Garth.
Ugh. Thanks.
You're more than welcome, Garth. I know you need the sugar to be able to stay up all night.
Who's ready to have a fucking show tonight? Rips his jewel.
Both at the same time.
But he knows Westwood wouldn't allow them, so he breathes him like into his shirt, and smoke just like billows out from under the vest. Reeks of M&M's and Skittles. Hey, what she doesn't know won't hurt me, you know what I mean?
Garth.
What? I wasn't.
Let's start this and end it.
And so, Garth, and of course, the rest of the team, you've never prepared for a lockdown quite like this before. And I'm wondering, what does the footage that would later be aired look like as you settle in for your lockdown? What is Garth's narration?
Standing like right in front of the door, like we have like a set of like big metal bars that we don't actually use, but they look good. We're preparing ourselves for the lockdown. Now, if you've tuned into the show before, you know this is possibly the most dangerous thing that a human being can do. To lock ourselves in a home with what we believe to be an infestation of brain slugs. Now, we'll be bringing you along, and keep in mind that all of this footage is unedited, unaltered. Hope we see you in the morning. Rips a jewel.
Cue the bat.
One and done. Caw!
And what are the images that we get of Claire and Annalie as we move into the lockdown?
I think Claire is closing like any curtains or blinds or anything so that, you know, it's for atmosphere, but really it's so that there's nothing for anyone outside to see go on in there. And also it kind of like forces Annalie's cameras to pick up in like night mode, which helps with the whole like we can say that shadow is what we say it is uh type of thing. Probably helping to stir the salt water into the salt into the water to make the salt water for the squirt guns. Probably leaving it near the group of teenagers who live in this house. Young 20-somethings. That's probably what they see of Claire. And occasionally handing another scoopful of mash.
And what about Anna Lee?
Definitely footage of her setting up the cameras. They've already been set up, but, setting up the cameras. She knows the montage music they play for this part pretty much by heart, so she's kind of bopping along to the tune in her head. She is probably got her setting up some of the votive candles. Comment of like, why the fuck do they smell like lavender? I said unscented. Just setting them up in different spaces, mainly the bedrooms to try to, and lighting them in the bedrooms to try to keep the negative energy out, getting salt in different spaces to try to keep the energy out of, like across the bedroom door frames, across if there's a door to the attic or if it's just a hole in the ceiling, she will pop up and just go a salt rim around it. Also coming to help with mixing the holy water and then loading up the water guns, stuff like that.
And last but not least, Westwood, what are you doing in the midst of these preparations?
Westwood is overseeing, ensuring that all the shots of the stirring and the attic and all of that is good to go. I think kind of whilst people aren't looking, she loads up her own water gun. She doesn't want to die, She knows there's scary stuff out there, so and I think she's going to approach Riley and just kind of pull them to the side and with whatever lie about looking over this one little bit of the contract or something, or looking over something for the night. And just says, so I reviewed your files. Alexis is quite a blank canvas. It's curious, isn't it?
I mean, what's curious about that? Is that significant?
I feel like all of you young, whatever generation you're in, it seems strange. Her files are empty. Do they ever show any strange signs? Any odd? Anything?
Until this stuff happened, no, she didn't. I mean, I don't know. Is it? I mean, I don't know her medical history or whatever, but like this house,
I do, and it's strangely blank.
Shit, was
I
that
don't
part
like
of the
it.
contract?
It's part of a contract.
Well, I mean,
All right.
not all of us did extreme sports or like almost died like Evan.
Tell me about Evan's car crash.
It happened and he almost died and it was real bad. I don't I don't know what you're looking for.
He doesn't talk about it.
No, I'm pretty sure he processes that with his therapist.
You and your therapies. Just buy a gun like the rest of us. Now, I suppose I'm curious. When was it again that this car crash happened?
A couple of years ago.
And that was before or after you all started your...
It was before. We've all graduated from college now.
I don't care. And he's always been a little bit of a freak.
I mean, I wouldn't call him a freak. He likes to wear all black. I dye my hair rainbow. He likes to wear all black. Alexis is a librarian.
Strangely normal.
Yeah.
All right, be gone. You're no help. Bring Evan over here.
Okay. Yeah. I'll do that. And Riley walks off, and not too long after, Evan approaches.
Evan, you are lucky.
Am I?
Your friends, whatever you want to call them,
My partners?
they're... What are you, cowboy? All right. So your your friends, your partners, your friends, they don't seem keen to share anything. You died, correct?
Correct.
How was that?
Strangely peaceful.
All right, here's the truth, Evan. I'm not really here to fuck around or interview you. That's not my job. I was trying to get this out of somebody else because, frankly, I didn't really want to talk to you. You are a little bit freaky. I know things are unexplainable, things are out there. Most of the time, it's explainable. Actually, for everyone in here, it is explainable. I'm just...
Yes, brain slugs?
If there's... Yes, the brain slugs. If there's anything unexplainable about you or anyone in your little web,
Well, like you said, I'm freaky.
I'm glad you're at least honest with that. Is there like a way to see...
Tell me what you want to do, and I will tell you how to do it.
You want to manipulate him?
I
You want to kick his ass
kind of want to kick his ass, honestly. I really want to kick his ass.
verbally?
Emotionally. I'm going to say... I'm going to say, Evan, I can provide you what you want. I have means outside of brain slug filming. I just need to know if anyone here is in any real danger. My staff, specifically. Whatever you freaks get up to, that's fine.
I would have thought with your experience and knowledge, you would already know the answer to that. Because the answer is we're all in danger. The four of you included. And it's at that moment that there is a scream from the living room.
I grab my water gun and I grab Evan by the arm and I just say, our contracts protect us. Legally, anything goes down. Actually, that's all I'll say. And just run with the water gun.
Westwood is a menace. Westwood is more of a menace than any of us.
It
I love
is.
it.
Most normal character that Raph has ever played. After
Most
Sophie.
After Sophie.
And the mouse.
Mouse is
And
the
the
most.
mouse.
Jojo was a freak.
Jojo was a baby.
Jojo was a baby. That's true.
This is the Jojo
And-
Defense Squad. Me.
See, I need to watch that because everybody defended JoJo so much and loved JoJo so much.
He was a baby.
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 Little baby guy.
Unfortunately, there's nothing that innocent happening right now because right now, as you all convene in the living room, you see a sight that is not actually unfamiliar because you saw a similar one captured on the video. Alexis is levitating in the air, head all the way back, eyes purely white, and she is still screaming. And
Water
that,
gun.
as you all pull your various weapons, is where we're going to take our break.
Da-da-da-na.
I
Oh, boy.
swear.
And we'll see what happens when we come back. Will this be the lost broadcast? Will this be the last broadcast? I don't know. Stay around and find out.
I'm about to make it Evan's last day, you know what I'm saying?
Not to
Dude, I wish. Beppo will I'll have ants because, again, I live in the middle of nowhere, Florida. So we have every bug imaginable. But ants will crawl in and she'll literally sit down and wash it. And then she'll kind of not really touch it, but get kind of close and then just look at it and then lay down and then start licking herself. And I'm like, dog, you kill the ant, please.
Ours
No.
will eat the bugs. And then sometimes when Sid eats the bugs, he doesn't realize he ate it. So he keeps looking for it and then cries. And it's like, I have to give him treats.
Aw.
Orange cats are so fucking dumb. They're so dumb. I love
we had
them.
some flying bug in my apartment. And I was like, oh, I flew in and I grabbed Shiro. And it was flying against the wall or whatever because there was a light, and I just put him up to it, and he was like whap whap, like Mr. Miyagi,
Yes!
smack that shit right out of the air.
I love that.
He
Oh,
doesn't
Shiro's
do
such a
anything
good boy.
98% of the time, so he can chip in
Yeah.
every now and then.
He's such a good boy. He's a
Aw.
hefty boy. I love him.
And this is the type of content you miss when we are in the green room and you cannot
Yeah.
hear us.
I'm telling you. This needs to be all recorded.
One day well, I mean, we did record this part, but this was just a fraction of it.
This was like a sneak peek.
Yeah.
A very calm sneak peek where we talked about love darts and cats.
should just
I'm
do
gonna-
a section. You should just have a section that's just called Rabbit Hole, just about us, just people from the channel just talking about random topics and seeing how far we get.
We're going to make this Patreon exclusive content. I'm going to recommend this at the next admin meeting.
Just talk about your current fixation. See what it leads to.
we're going to have a section that is purely Julia rants.
Exactly.
All the,
Premium content.
all the little bits from the Academy H recordings that are just like lost. That whole section of me just softly singing what is it? The minstrel show song from White Christmas.
Yes.
While Brendan looked on in fear.
Love it.
That was such an incredible moment
my
because
God.
I knew what was happening, but Brendan didn't know what was happening, and I was just
I
like,
love
yeah.
that.
Well, I think what upset him the most is just that it kept going.
Yeah, no, it doesn't stop.
That's a long one, yeah.
God, I was almost in White Christmas. Anyways, back to hauntings and demons and angels and whatever else is
to
going
Hell
on in this house.
Brain slugs.
Brain slugs. I'm sorry. I didn't list any supernatural creatures that have any relevance to what
When
is
you
happening.
put that on air, you better censor it out and just
Correct.
uncensor brain slugs.
So, about the brain slugs. You are in the midst of seeing the effects of one of those brain slugs as you all convene in the living room. And you all are so focused in the moment on the fact that Alexis is levitating, that she is clearly in pain, that her body is twisting and writhing. I'm going to imagine it's Claire, actually, who notices this first, because, well, you've had experiences. And that you're the one who stops focusing on Alexis and instead on the shadowy threads that are going from her to the shadow that is standing in the back of the room watching this. Literally puppeting her. Would anyone like to read a bad situation?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we would.
Oh, thank God, it's sharp.
Can we all roll?
I was gonna say, can I roll with hunches instead of?
Yes.
Okay.
Nice. Was it charm? Is that what it is?
Sharp.
Sharp. Ooh, even better. -1. I got a 1, a 2, and a -1. So I got a 2.
Incredible.
I got an 8.
I got an 8.
I got a 9.
Amazing. So, you, Annalie, and you, Westwood, can ask one of the questions under Read a Bad Situation.
Oh, I forgot about these.
Claire. I don't have the spooky sheet up. What does hunches do?
So hunches, when something bad is happening or just about to happening somewhere that you aren't, roll plus sharp. I didn't get a 10 plus. I got a 8. So on a 7 to 9, I get there late. Hence, it's happening. I'm in time to intervene, but not prevent it altogether. So I get to intervene in this situation.
Incredible, which means yes, we will have you go first. Garth, you meanwhile are watching this and you're like, yeah, this is some sick fucking footage.
This is great fucking footage. Are you getting this? Garth thinks himself a bit of a. I knew it was gonna come out, dude. I fucking knew it. Garth thinks himself a little bit of director, so he's like angling the shot as well.
That tracks. Westwood, what question would you like to ask?
I have a question and a request.
That is
What can I
very
say?
in character.
I'm going to ask, are there any dangers we haven't noticed?
Okay, what is the request out of curiosity?
I'm going to request I guess you can tie it in with this question, and maybe this is the I want to shoot any of the cameras that are pointing to Alexis right now.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Sorry, Garth.
Annalie
You
is
know-
saltier than that water.
That is
Sorry.
interesting. I am going to hold on to your question for a bit because
Okay.
my thought is that you have identified what Westwood would see as the biggest threat. And that is this footage getting out there somehow, and whatever's going to happen next getting out there somehow. I'm also going to say that I would at least put the nugget in Westwood's head of this is all happening in front of a group of people. They're not filming anything as far as you can see, but they're going to see whatever the four of you do next. But I'm also going to hold on to that. What is the biggest threat or danger?
Cool.
So you've shut out the cameras.
Yeah, I want to shoot the cameras.
I'm going to give that to you.
Cool.
That is yours. So, Garth, it's a good thing you wear a bulletproof vest because some bullets come pretty close to you since you're in the process of directing and guiding where the cameras go.
Garth whips his head and then feels vindicated that he broke a camera earlier. Thinks in the back of his mind, fuck, that was my personal camera. That's the one I brought.
Annalie, what is your question?
My question is, what's the best way to protect the victims?
So it is immediately clear to you that for a number of reasons, the best way to protect Riley, Onyx, and Evan would be to get them the fuck out of here. If they are in here, they are going to be in danger. You are going to have to keep an eye on them. And if Alexis is currently the one possessed, which it seems like this creature is attempting to do or already has done, they're going to be the ones she targets. So you definitely want to get them out. As for Alexis, I mean, you're going to want to do some sort of an exorcism. You're going to want to sever the connection that these shadowy threads have to her. And you're going to want to get rid of whatever that thing is.
Dope. Okay. Anna's gonna kind of like shift towards the three others of the polycule and is just like, get the fuck outside. Just trust me. You gotta get the fuck out. We'll be right here with her. Just get the fuck out. Okay?
And Riley's just
arguing.
like, isn't the door locked and barred?
Open the window. We only do the doors. Open the fucking window.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Anna will run to the window to open it. Just because I'm pretty sure with our production, we probably are just like, the bars are on the front door. And everything
The
just
bars are also like so like PVC.
Yeah,
like,
they're mostly
I'll say-
prop.
Westwood's not going to risk us violating a fire code.
No.
fair point.
Absolutely
Right.
not.
Just knock the PVC aside and just like, just in the driveway. Just
The door does not open.
cool. Window.
Window does not open.
I'm about to
This
shoot
thing is
these
a
people.
bitch. Okay. Stand by the front door and just wait. Okay? Just stay away from Alexis right now.
And I mean, they step out of the room. Like they are trying, they don't want to leave her. obviously, but you are all the professionals. So, like, they're willing to listen and stay out of your way as you're doing. So, we're now going to officially enter combat. And that
Oh,
means,
yeah.
Claire,
Whoa.
you have the spotlight first.
I get to intervene. So I think what Claire does is because I have made I've cited the shadow, the other shadow. I would like to try. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna use the big whammy on it.
I would love that for you.
Big whammy.
The big whammy. Claire's powers are telepathy, hunches, and the big whammy, and generalized magic. Okay. 6 and a 4, so 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then because it's big whammy, I'm using plus weird, so that's a 12.
Incredible.
So I'm basically essentially using magic to kick some ass. On a 12 plus.
Yeah, which enhanced effect would you like?
I think I'm going to say in this case, so do I want? I think what I'm gonna do is I want to say the attack drives the enemy away in a route. I think what I want to do, I want to have my shadow drag it down into the basement, like pounce on it and like shove it through the air vent and like cram it down in there until it falls down into the basement.
And I'm going to say, because, I mean, you're also lending your energy to the shadow to do this. It doesn't even have to use event. Like, your shadow tackles the other one and slashes through the threads with claws that are far too long and sharp and glistening and should not be any of those things made of shadow. And then the two of them just disappear into the floor. And you can sense where the shadow is, that they are now in the basement. And Alexis, I will ask, does anyone attempt to catch her, or does she just fall to the ground?
Garth, you gotta grab her. It's the good.
Garth,
The camera's going.
This is your moment.
Cameras aren't on. Garth knows that there is a camera downstairs that he left. Yeah. So he's turning to go to the basement.
Annalie will
Incredible.
swoop in because she's like, fuck, the cameras aren't on. Shit.
I know there's one more camera in the house and it's downstairs.
Absolutely incredible. I just
And Westwood
love
knows that too, so is trying to get down faster to shoot that camera.
Westwood has her gun out and is on a mission. Garth is on a mission to stop Westwood. I mean, Garth, all you have to do is say to her that you want to leave the footage rolling for now, and she's gonna listen because she respects you. That was an overstatement. She respects what you can bring in as a production value.
There you go.
Yeah. I don't know about that.
Claire, you have unleashed the shadow on this creature. And Annalie, you do catch Alexis, so she does not just crash to the floor.
My arm, my burned arm.
And I would imagine you put her down on the couch. Do you follow the others? Sounds like who are heading towards the basement.
Yeah, she's gonna go back down that basement. She also removed the knives from the house, so they're not in here. No one can get out.
That is true.
But did you take the katana?
It's on Garth's back. No one can take the katana.
I think as Claire crosses out of the room to go towards the basement, she stops and she looks at the group and like specifically at Evan. And she's like, "You're gonna want to go in there and probably cover up your ears."
Okay, is there anything else we should do to help? Would it be bad if you had help?
Is Westwood still in the room?
No. Westwood is
What?
gone.
You were
Westwood
running for
was
the
running
basement,
for the
weren't you?
camera.
Did you? Well, that's the question. Did you? Did you run for the basement camera?
Or you? So
Yeah.
did you chase me down to the basement?
I am running to the breaker.
Genius.
That is in the basement.
Then I'm going to the basement.
Incredible.
Yeah.
I'm chasing after Garth for other reasons, but he thinks I'm chasing him down with my gun out.
We love it.
Yeah, so if Westwood's not in the room, Claire will say, "If you have help to give, now is probably the time to do it. It's down in the basement for now." And then I'm gotta keep on moving because it feels like a rubber band being stretched across my skin the longer I'm not in the same room as it.
Yep. And so, Garth, you are the first to make it down to the basement. What do? You see, well, you had turned the lights back on. The strobe has been turned off. And you can clearly see the outline of not just one, but two shadows.
Two brain slugs.
Fighting for dominance.
Garth sprints towards the camera, sees the commotion, and tries to gain their attention. So I have a move that I would like to use.
Please do.
Cool. You can do catch me if you can. If you taunt a monster, it will try to retaliate and make you its primary target. An intelligent monster might react to in a non-violent manner that it targets you. So I'm going to take my katana and place it at my side. Point my finger at the shadow, which is probably the shadow. I could be either one because I don't know about Claire's shadow.
You don't know?
I say, "I want you," and get into like quick draw stance. Fight me in one-on-one combat. But like gets into frame. Sprints like as fast as he can, checks the camera, turns a little bit, and then just like runs into frame.
Absolutely incredible. Garth, is there anything you have to roll for that?
I don't know. It just says pick one or pick two, and I picked that one.
You know
does that
what?
one say?
I like that one so much, I would give it to you for free because you have such a commanding presence that you call out the shadow and it turns right to you. You get its full attention.
I think I'm ready to make that deal.
And the shadow just extends its hand to you.
A quick draw, cut its hand off.
I'm gonna have you roll to kick some ass. Roll
Hell
with
yeah.
tough.
That's with tough. Okay. That's a 6 and a 6. Let's go.
Let's go.
Tough is +0, so
So
a
12.
flat 12.
So a 12. So you get to choose an enhanced effect. You completely hold the advantage. All hunters involved in the fight get +1 forward. You suffer no harm at all. Or your attack inflicts double the normal harm. I'm going to say you probably don't want to drive the enemy away, because, this is good footage.
I would say the second, where I take no damage. It's like a perfect maneuver. It's like he practiced the other stuff a good bit, but he wanted to get the quick draw perfect.
Absolutely incredible. How much harm does your katana do?
I do not know. It's an over the. Oh wait, I got it. 2 harm
2 harm? Okay.
and messy.
Okay.
Full on Kurosawa
Just like
film going
Garth.
in the basement.
Spewing
You-
shadow blood.
You slash its hand off, and the hand is just gone. It isn't so much that the wound is like spurting blood. It is that when it hits the floor, it is like black ink. And because you did that, Garth, those shadowy threads do not reach out to grab you. Westwood, you were
Hello.
the second down. What
am.
would you like to do?
Running for the breaker. I'm assuming like I kind of run in there right when Garth is like challenging this thing and it cuts its hand off. I want to get to the breaker and just turn the lights off. Like the whole house shuts down.
I'm not going to make you roll for that.
Okay.
You can have that.
I
Oh, and the strobe is still off, correct?
Correct.
I'm running into a
correct.
pitch black basement. Awesome. I have to fall down the
Absolutely.
stairs.
I'm assuming we all have flashlights. We're not,
Yeah.
or I don't know, infrared or something. I don't know. I think
Money was
okay,
spent on the bats.
that's fair. And the 7 gallons of salt, okay, so if you're gonna give me the turning off the breaker and everything goes dark, I think Amelia just takes out the water pistol and just starts spraying blindly.
Absolutely incredible.
Out of frame. She knows where the camera is. She's not gonna be
You
in
got
there.
that night vision. Yep.
And that camera, I would imagine, is on battery power.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure
Okay.
some in the house were plugged in, but there's a number that are on battery power.
If it's possible to do like one hand spraying the water, the other hand smacking on the strobe light, that would be perfect.
I would love to give that to you. Roll with tough, and we're gonna see what happens.
My tough is
Because you are being a badass right now.
You gotta kick some
I'm
ass.
doing my job.
The moment the katana connects with the shadow, the light goes out.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Exactly.
And then as the strobe goes on, you see like a flash, flash, flash. Put it away.
I'm trying to set up the shot and also protect the public eye. All right, it's plus these two, sure.
How'd that go, Ralph?
How does
How'd that
luck
go?
work? What is it?
You can spend luck to retroactively change the result to a 12.
What was it? What was
It's
it, Raph?
just, it's a 6.
Mm.
Wait. Yeah.
Oof.
Would you like to spend a luck?
Yeah, I'll spend a luck.
Okay.
Goodbye, 1 luck.
What enhanced effect do you want on that 12?
People can't see what's happening. I think I think the first one, you completely hold the advantage. All hunters involved in the fight get +1 forward.
Thank you.
And I think as I'm spraying and I turn on the strobe light, I say, killer mid-season finale, Garth. There's lots of mash where this comes from. Okay, so and yeah, he gets a +1.
Incredible. And I think that makes sense in a number of ways because you've just inspired Garth, so of course he's going to have a +1. Because you spent that luck, none of the
Yes.
holy water hits your shadow, Claire. So it makes sense that you would have a +1 as well, because your shadow is not now angry that he has done what you asked him to do and is getting splashed with holy water in the process.
Howie.
And Anna, I think for you, the +1 is more, even though you are coming down these stairs and the lights go off in the middle, you catch yourself and you're on the perfect terrain for what you know is going to be an amazing night.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, the spotlight is now on you. So we have had Garth cut the shadows hand off. We have had Westwood shoot somehow perfectly timed with the strobe light. And now we have you coming down the stairs to join in this fight.
Cool. So I definitely want to take up position at moving out of the way of the foot of the stairs because I'm just like, if Claire's running down, I don't want Claire to fall over me. So to avoid that mess, I'm just going to take a position off to the side of the stairs. And can I see the correct shadow? I see where Garth is standing in the flashes, but do I need to roll to find the shadow? Because it's a light show. You're muted.
Thank you. I'm going to have you roll with Sharp.
+1. Thank God for that +1, because that's a 7.
I'm going to say with that, you notice that one of the shadows is missing their hand. And that seems to be the one that both Garth and Westwood have targeted. And
Yep.
you're not 100% sure. You don't really know where the other shadow came from, but that seems to be the one that they're fighting.
All right. We're going to focus on the one that's already taken damage. She's going to flip on her digital voice recorder on her belt just to pick up any voices, just on the off chance. It's very chaotic, but it's not loud down here. And then she's just going to spray the shadow with the holy water.
Roll with tough.
It's my tough.
And you have a +1.
Oh, good, because my tough is 0. Again, 7 for the +1. That's almost real bad. No, it might still be sort of bad.
It's not great. I mean, it means that you and whatever you're fighting are inflicting harm on each other, which is
Dope.
fine.
Okay, that's fine. She's already taken 1 harm. I got, 1 out of 4? I got space. It's fine.
And in a lot of ways, I think it makes sense that it is going to be focusing on you in this way because it's already marked you.
Mm.
And you shoot it with the holy water.
Yeah, she just kneels down. She's like, "That's right, bitch. I got a water gun." Just unloads.
And I mean, it doesn't like that. It is not happy. It has not been happy through any of this. It hasn't screamed even when Garth took its hand, but the basement is getting, the air is feeling thicker and thicker and thicker. And it's starting to smell of sulfur.
Mm.
And you, Anna, add your own shot into the mix. It responds by throwing out one of those shadowy threads at you, and it goes right through your left palm.
Ah.
And you are going to take 1 harm from that.
Cool.
But it is also currently controlling that arm.
Fuck. It's fine. It's fine. Oh boy, Anna.
Oh, Anna.
Anna. It's fine. She's having fun still. It's all good. Got.
You've never been puppeted by a demon before.
It's 1 arm. I still got 3 other limbs.
For now.
Mmm.
Speaking of which, Claire, what would you like to do?
Oh boy.
So I think Claire is gonna come from her where she paused to talk to the others. So she's coming in at the tail end, skidding kind of down. Sees Anna standing there. Goes to move past her. Can I get past her without interference?
You can get past her without interference.
Gonna scoot on down. I don't think I immediately notice in the dark and everything else. I don't think I notice immediately that you're having some problems. Down here is where Garth took at least one of the buckets of the holy salt water that we made, right?
Yep. He put both of them down here.
There are 2 drums.
That's right, because he
Bottom of
wanted
the
the
stairs.
showdown in the basement.
That's right. Claire's gonna take her big knife out, and just kind of like dunk it in her whole hand, just down into the holy water. And she's gonna let her shadow point her where she needs to go. And I think that will technically be rolling to use magic.
I think that makes sense.
Yeah. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, because my weird is my good one. That's my +2, so that is 10. So I get to choose my effect. So I think what I want to do is do one thing that is beyond human limitation. And I think that is letting the shadow point me to where I need to be to do a big stab with the big knife in the holy water.
And what I'm going to say happens with that, Claire, is that I can't remember if this is something that has happened before. We'll see, but you feel just for a moment the shadow merge into you. and it is moving your hand for you. You have no control over it. And it goes straight for the center of the other shadow's chest with that knife. And it seems like it would be a very obvious place to stab, but you feel the minute movement as it moves to a very specific part, sliding into a part of the shadow that is no longer shadow. And you realize that everything else you would have hit, it would have slowly cut away at it, but this is quite literally getting at its heart. How much damage does that knife do on its own?
It does 1. And now I'm right up in its business.
And with that, you feel the knife sink in. And you know, because the shadow knows, that this should be enough. But it isn't. Something else is anchoring this shadow to the house. And with that, going back around to Garth.
Well, I think I'm just gonna keep slashing, right?
Did
So
the shadow
the other
already go?
is it still there?
It
The
is.
shadow's still here.
Yeah.
Does it get a turn? That's what I was
It's
asking.
not doing anything in this exact moment.
Cool. Oh, I'm fucked.
It did
Cool,
possess you,
It
kind
got
of.
my hand. Yeah.
It's got your hand.
Fun.
I'm gonna keep slicing. So I have how many moves can I do? Can I do moves back to back?
Which move are you thinking of doing? And I
So
will
there's
tell you.
another move that a thrill seeker can do. It is no risk, no fun. When you go all in during combat, you may kick some ass as if you rolled a 10 plus, but you may not choose suffer less harm. If you do, take -1 forward. So I can
So
do
that
this
would
thing,
count
right?
as your one move.
Okay, cool.
But you can
so
make it as cool as you would like it. And I know it'll be
Well, I'll
epic
take
because it's Garth.
I'll take some -1 forward, and I think one of the things you can do is to do like excessive damage, right? To do like
That is sadly only on a 12 plus. Well, no, on a 10. On a 10 plus, so yes.
yes, you inflict terrible harm. Yeah, so
Amazing.
I just wanna keep slashing up this thing's arm until there's just like no arm left. So it's just like
Absolutely incredible. Yes, you achieve this. It is losing that arm. It has a knife in its chest. It has a thread attached to Anna. It is not happy, but it is not gone. Like black ichor is just all over the floor. Um, it is still there though.
I guess that'll do it. Oh, so do I take some harm? Does it hit me back?
I am going to say that Anna, your left hand grabs the water gun
Mm-hmm.
and throws it at Garth. And Garth, you get hit right in the face with that water gun, and you are going to take one harm.
It's right in the middle of something.
Sorry, it's got my hand.
Westwood, what would you like to do?
I am debating between two, but I think I've decided. Okay, Westwood, not a fighter. I need to get the crew, the cameras, and us out of here. Is it possible to? I want to read a bad situation. I kind
Please
of want to
do.
figure out what is happening here. What is my sharp? I don't think it's very good. It's all right. It'll do.
That'll do, pig. That'll do.
It'll do. That's a, what is math? What do I have? 8 plus 1, 9.
So you can ask one of the following questions. And before you do, Westwood, I told you I was holding on to what's the biggest threat or what dangers have we not seen?
It was, are there any dangers we haven't noticed? Yeah. I was thinking best.
Yeah. That shadow that has now appeared, that second one,
Mm-hmm.
that seems pretty dangerous to you.
Mm-hmm.
And you just saw it pass into Claire. So we're going to give you that one now, but what other question would you like to ask me?
Interesting. Oh, okay. I'm going to say, what's the best way to protect the victims?
You're pretty sure that if you can pinpoint what is keeping this being here, if you can sever that connection, that will be what best protects everyone. I mean, yourself and your crew included. Because you don't know what kind of havoc this thing could wreak before you could even get out of the house.
In that case, I run upstairs.
Interesting. Okay, we are going to pause on you.
Okay.
We're going to resolve the next two actions down here, and then we're going to go back. And so, Anna, you just lost your water pistol.
Yep, and I don't.
Your hand is being held.
Yep.
What would you like to do?
Well, I have no weapons because I lost my multi-tool last episode when it burned and yeeted me. This might be dumb, but it's not out of character for Anna. And if I can't do it, please tell me. But I have a move called What Does That Feel Like? When you put your camera or microphone right in a person's face, they break off whatever they're doing. They might go right back to it after they deal with you, but you'll create enough time for the other hunters to act in the meantime. I want to take the recorder off of my belt and chuck it at its face, and it's just like, what did you think of Dante's Inferno? And just the absolute most random thing. She's just like, demon Dante. Yeah, sure, why not? Just causing a distraction to see if she can help the others and also pull her hand free or at least run to the barrel of holy water. And if I can't move to my next turn, I'm fine with that too.
And is there a roll with that?
No, it just says I can do that, and it causes
incredible.
It causes a brief interruption in whatever person or whatever is doing. So I have nothing else on me.
That is absolutely iconic. And so, yes, you throw your voice recorder at it. It passes through and shatters on the floor. But you screaming that question, it whips its head around and looks at you with those glowing eyes. And then considers who is right in front of it, namely Claire, and withdraws that thread from you, Anna.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
And it goes to try to attach that thread to you, Claire. But your shadow is still inside you. and it is not letting that happen. So I am going to say that you are going to take 1 harm from its attempts to find a way to latch onto you, but it does not succeed.
Shadows are slap fighting.
Okay. Unpleasant. So I think I need to read a bad situation to try to figure out what's holding it here. Because otherwise we will 5, 6, 7, 8 plus not plus 1, so 9. Or sharp to read a bad situation. And I think the question is then, what's most vulnerable to me?
And so I think that's actually the perfect kind of segue, because as you are trying to figure out what is happening here, Claire, you hear Evan's voice in your head. And he says, "We just need you to keep it distracted a little longer. Keep it down there. We'll do the rest."
I think Claire's gonna just say, Garth, go for its knees!
And Westwood, meanwhile, you have gone to find the others, who are no longer standing by the front door, but you can hear them upstairs.
Why can't they fucking follow directions? They're upstairs, like, in their rooms?
In their rooms, you see Evan standing by the mirror in the room that Alexis and Riley were in the footage. And he has his hand pressed against the glass, and his eyes are glowing white.
I have no context for this. So
No, you do not.
I spray him.
Incredible. He doesn't
yeah.
react. He
I
doesn't
just say,
react at all.
I knew you were a freak.
He's spraying a cat. Stop it. Stop it.
And I mean, in a lot of ways, it is like spraying a cat, because the holy water has no effect on him.
Beautiful. Yeah.
And Riley's just like, maybe don't distract him.
I spray them. I spray everyone in the room just in case.
Nobody bursts into flames. Nobody seems to have a negative reaction to it. You have now sprayed them with holy water.
Beautiful.
Garth, you are chopping at the Shadow's legs.
So, Thrillseeker normally has 1 armor, and that like negates 1 harm, right? Usually.
Yep.
So I think that his armor is his bulletproof vest. So being hit in the head with this gun takes his 1 point of harm and thinks, I didn't get into this business to mess up this face. So he grabs the camera, turns and runs for the steps of the basement, and then as he gets close, he opens up his jacket to Anna Lee, and he's like, "Take him!" And he's got like both of his guns, like in those like holsters under the armpit.
The cat guns?
No, they're water guns.
Oh shit! Thank you.
Modified.
Best boss. Thank you. Yeah,
No,
sure. See ya.
That's the least I could do. And runs up the steps.
Do we get
Incredible.
like a Blair Witch like running and pointing the camera at your face?
Yes.
Yes.
Just running with a POV.
Absolutely perfect.
It's Claire and Anna in the basement.
With now nothing to catch the footage.
Fuck. Wait,
And
do
you've
I,
destroyed your tape.
doing the duty.
do I have extra
dude.
gear?
You've destroyed your tape recorder.
Yeah, that sucked.
But you have the water pistols.
I do. I have a camera, but not like a video camera. I think it says it's an SLR camera. No, I have the water pistols. It's more important. God damn it. Okay. We're gonna help. Okay.
Help me.
Helping is more important than the footage of the other hunts. Fuck. Okay. Is it my turn? Oh shit.
It is your turn. What would you like to do?
I am dual wielding water guns, so I don't know that it's like keep it distracted. I'm just gonna keep shooting it. So I will. Yes. So kick some ass. I'm assuming.
Yep, roll with tough so we can see how cool this looks.
Please don't fail me now. It don't look that cool because that's a 4.
Would you like to burn a luck?
Yes, so it looks super cool now.
It looks
Nice.
super cool.
Forgot about luck. Thank you.
And I'm going to say, Claire, the final move of this is going to belong to you and your shadow, because right now, what is keeping it tethered is being addressed. It has taken a lot of damage from the 4 of you. Even though you have lost Garth, you do have that knife right where it needs to be. It is still anchored in its chest. Are there any final things you would want to have happen to this creature before it goes?
So Claire promised the shadow that if it helped rescue Anna from the basement, she would let it eat it. So she has to carve she has to carve the heart out so the shadow can eat it.
Yes, she does.
So I don't know. I just don't know if I should do big magic for that or if I should just use the big whammy.
I would let you use the big whammy for that. I would also let you use magic for that.
Because the big whammy says the attack has does 2 harm close, ignore armor. And the only difference if I did big magic, no, big magic usually takes too much time. So yeah, I'll just do big whammy, which is I roll plus weird instead of plus tough on kick some ass. Which is a 5 and a 2, so that's 9. Yeah. It's a 9. So on a 7 plus. So it will inflict harm on me, but I think I do. Does it include the harm of my knife? Or just the harm from
I would let
magic?
it include the harm on your knife, and it's got another +1 for the fact that your knife has been dipped in holy water.
So then that's a +4. Because the +2 from the big whammy, the 1 from the knife, and the 1 from the magic to carve its unholy demon heart out of its unholy demon chest and feed it to this thing that lives inside of me.
Do you also get a +1 forward from earlier?
You do.
That would be on my roll, which would make my kick some ass roll a 10.
10. Yep.
So then I could do that and choose one extra effect, which is I'm going to say I suffer less harm. So that it doesn't rip me apart while I rip its little heart out.
And I think that makes perfect sense, Claire, because you feel the moment that the tether holding it here snaps. you, Westwood, see the moment that happens because there is a blinding flash of light. And there is an instant as that light fades where you see what look like a pair of wings coming from Evan's back. And then those maybe just seem to be like those after images you get, so it was probably nothing. But when you're able to see clearly again, the mirror has cracked and the glass is a muted color as though some saturation has been taken out of it.
Mm.
And down
It's
in the
over.
basement,
Garth did it.
in that moment, we hear Garth yelling as he runs out the front door. To our immediate hero in the basement, Claire, you felt the moment that it snapped and your knife was able to finish the job in a way that it hadn't been before. And you fully wrap that creature's heart in your hand and just yank. And you see that, Anna.
Oh, I'm assuming I'm seeing all this shit go down. Just like, the fuck?
How do you offer it to your not friend?
Partner.
No.
No.
Tag along.
Unwanted guest.
Creeper.
I think Claire's holding it in her hand, the big knife in the other hand, and it's probably like the shadow itself is oozing down into ink in the floor and disappearing. And she's just gonna say, Anna,
Uh-huh.
turn the strobe light off.
Oh, thank God.
And in the moments where we're standing there in the dark, Claire is going to drop the knife and with the one hand in sign language say, get out. We'll hold the heart in her hand like this for it to come retrieve.
And for you, Anna, you hear the knife clatter to the floor. You, Claire, feel the shadow move out from you, and you can feel it eating, but you, Anna, can just hear the sound of slurping.
Mm.
And I'll go over to flip the switch on the breaker.
Just Claire, you good?
Oh, I'm fine. That's not me. That's the that is the snail mucus going down the drain in the basement.
Claire.
I flip
For
on
real.
the.
Are you
What?
good? All my recording devices are broken and Garth ran away with the camera. Are you good?
What's today? Tuesday?
I think by now it is.
It's just a Tuesday, Anna.
Understood.
And I think that is the perfect moment to ask each of you what our final montage is of your character. And we're going to, I think, finish with you, Garth, because, of course, you're going to end the show.
Oh,
Earth gets final edit.
yes.
I think we're going to start with Westwood, because I'm not even sure you would be on screen. But what would be happening
Absolutely
off screen?
Off screen, I would round up the polycule and let them know that they did sign an NDA lifelong. And that if they ever spoke anything, our lawyers are fierce and will get them in court. Their house is already falling apart, and I'm sure, you know what, I won't, I won't go that far. Their house is already falling apart. And lawyer fees are just going to ruin all of them. So,
They are
we
20
won't.
somethings and completely understand this. They're just like, yeah, no, we get it.
We'll stick to
No,
your
for
story.
sure.
We'll say that's how it happened. We get
Yeah, it
it.
was
Yeah,
brain slugs.
brain slugs. And also watch out for, the episode. It'll be streaming it'll be probably December, mid-season finale. Also, after that, I think at some point she, like, as everyone's kind of like packing up, clearing out, I think at some point she pulls Claire to the side and just says, I'm not going to ask any questions. Don't even want to hear what's going on. You're a valuable member of this team. And as long as you can control whatever is going on, then I don't see there's any problem here.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Perfect. And then she rewards Garth with a giant bag of mash. And I think the last little shot you see of Westwood is climbing into the black car. Click and play on chapter 4 of Little House on the Prairie. And riding off into the sunset back to the studio to go harass the unpaid intern Eric about adding lots of bats to the edit and making sure we get clear and delete anything that is needed to be fixed. He's going to be working several days, honestly, straight. So it's her favorite part of any job.
A menace?
Absolutely incredible.
Good lord.
How about you, Anna? What do we see of you?
Just take an inventory of how much of her tech got broken on this run. Just like, I think it's this one might be the highest one. No, I think it's third. It's third highest. She's, as usual, going through to see if anything was salvageable from the recorder that she had flung at its head, if there was anything it had picked up at all before it was destroyed. I'm assuming there wasn't.
Interesting question. There was, but it was Latin, so we'll see what happens when you bring that to Claire.
Cool. And yeah, ending montage for Anna's clearing up her tech, going through that, just kind of checking her hand of like, did this fucker leave any marks? Dumping some holy water over it just to be safe. Bandaging it if it needs to, and then she's gonna grab 2 energy drinks and she's gonna head over to Claire, just offer her one, and it's just like, do you know Latin?
Of course I know Latin.
Of course, you're the linguist.
Like that is what I'm billed for, technically.
Yeah, but you're like a jack of all trades, so I just feel like I need to clarify to keep it straight in my head.
I'm really not. I just agree, says.
Yeah, fair. Anyway, I got this, and she'll hit play.
It is very simple for you to translate, Claire, because you've heard this phrase before. There's no way you couldn't have studying Latin. Alia jacta est.
I think I know what that means. I'm just confirming.
That's ringing a bell in my head. I feel like I
It
know
should.
what it means. Yeah.
It's the first word I'm having trouble with. Say it again.
The die is cast.
That's what it is.
Mm.
Yep. Claire will kind of listen to it. She gives the general translation in that it's it is what it is.
I guess we'll see if this resurfaces in the season finale. Offers you an energy drink. Good job. Gross, but good job. Bang drink.
Claire does not drink.
That's fine. She figured. She wanted to offer.
And what else, if anything, do we see of Claire?
So I think for the most part, it's just in the background probably as Garth does his like little outros and his little like interviews of like, and now that your home is safe, how do you feel being able to return to your normal life? You just see like Claire in the background doing her, Clairisms, rolling her eyes, cleaning up the mess, studiously avoiding Evan. Our business is concluded with each other. My shadow has consumed the heart of a demon and has we have no more reason to speak. She writes in her billable hours. She makes sure she's her contract is updated appropriately to receive her 3% of the commercial revenue. Because there's nothing she likes more than fucking with Westwood's contracts. Says her little piece to whatever she needs to do, finds a slug and makes Charlie film it in the garden. Goes about her business. She does this so that the shadow can get their kicks. That's really the only reason why she hangs around.
There is a moment as you are out there, you are studiously ignoring Evan. You are getting kind of that final footage. And you hear Evan's voice in your head again. But what stands out to you? And you can't really explain it, but you have the sense of the two of us are in a private chat room. And prior to this, like, you noticed that the shadow was always there, but it never struck you how much that was a factor. But in this moment, you know this is closed off from him. And Evan just says, it'll always be your choice. But if you ever want help with your problem, let me know.
He has to leave on his own.
He never will.
It's the deal.
Deals can be broken.
my word means something.
Understood. Stay safe. And he exits out
out, Girl
of the
Scout.
chat.
Peace out, Girl Scout. We had a deal.
And last but not least, Garth, what does our outro for this incredible episode where you sliced off a brain slug's arm?
So I think Garth runs out the door. He's got the camera. I imagine it's still pretty early in the night, like 1 or 2 in the morning maybe, and we don't film the outro until like sunrise. So he spends the next couple hours just like watching the video over and over and over again to like memorize it as much as he can. And then just before sunrise, he like snaps the SD card because he's got a deal and he wants to keep his show. But he remembers. He'll always have that burn in his brain. And I think I gather around Annalie and Dr. Rio to be like on camera for the final read here. Now, as you can see, and he points to his black eye, which actually he got hit in the back of the head, so they kind of had to like doctor that up. As you can see, last night we encountered some real supernatural danger. Sadly, none of the footage survived the encounter. Luckily, myself, Dr. Rio, and our tech genius, Anna Lee, all survived. We lived to hunt another day. Watch next week as we hunt the infamous Transylvania Wolfman. And it zooms off of them just onto Garth's face. I'm your host, Garth Targrave. And thanks for watching Garth Encounters. One take, one and done. Wrap it up, boys.
Absolutely beautiful. And that is the final image we see as the credits start moving across the screen as this episode has finally aired. And we see the Polycool sitting in their living room.
Thanksgiving special.
And Onyx just kind of looks at the others and is like, okay, but like that wasn't how it happened. And Riley's just like, it's fine. Everything's fine. We don't need to worry about this. And then is like, and really, Garth is pretty badass. That was really sick.
Woo!
And that is where we are going to end this session for tonight.
Yeah.
So will it be the end of Garth Encounters? Who knows?
Transylvania.
Well, it's the last broadcast because we actually pushed it to the season finale because it was so good.
Mhm.
And we pushed the Wolfman to the next season. But the
It's
episodes
true.
are always coming out that you can't really tell when
Yeah.
the next season
Nobody
starts.
really knows that the season ever ends.
Yeah.
Season 14, episode 1.
Yeah,
And the
exactly.
way you doctored that footage, I mean, it was incredible. You lost so much of it, but what survived was monumental.
There are parts from the basement fight that did survive, but it is just so shadowy. And then
Strobe lighty.
with like the green screen tool, they go in and they like add like the little eye stalks to the shadow to make it look like a slug.
Yeah. That's Eric. He is working hard and not getting paid.
Claire is
No.
actively undermining Westwood to get him a union position.
I think we go back
He
and
is
film,
allowed.
like we throw a bunch of salt water, like an excessive amount of salt, so you can tell that it's supposed to be salt water, and that's like the footage we play at the end. Like it was some really dangerous encounter, and you see that you're like, wow, they had to use a lot of salt water. That
It's
must
just
have
like
been crazy.
rock salt.
And you get like a blowtorch in there beforehand. Like, what happened here?
Incredible.
Absolutely iconic. Once again, my eye is dying because of the heat, so I am going off camera
No.
for a moment, but I am going to let everyone else do their outros, remind you why they are amazing, and tell you where else you can find them this week. And so, starting with you, Corey, what are you up to? What cool things are you doing? What's going to be announced on Twitter?
Well, the thing that makes me great is that all of my characters are a badass, including Wayne Hovacek, who you can check out on Class Reunion, which, who knows, maybe in 2 weeks, but it'll be starting up again soon. So that is how, or that's where you can find me.
Absolutely incredible. And will we get the 3 a.m. posting on your
Keep
Twitter?
your notifications on at Scoochius on Twitter. 3 a.m. notifications, because we're going to be going live with a new project. I think it's going to be some real hot stuff.
I think we're going to get some outtakes of Garth Encounters, but was that a spoiler?
It's a lot of guzzling down M&Ms and Skittles. And then doing like jewel tricks.
Smoke rings with the jewel.
Yep.
You are an absolute monster. Julia.
Hi, I'm Julia. You can find me at HexWhat on all social media platforms. I've had a good time playing this version of Claire, where she's a little bit older, a little bit less afraid of the shadow, a little bit more sick of everyone's shit. It's been nice. You can find me usually in Class Reunion as Kelly Violet, who is the cleric rogue hybrid, who's just, trying to live long enough to get married at this point. Hopefully you people don't get her. Hopefully no one gets everyone else killed. She's gonna come back.
Class reunion
What?
wedding episode?
Wedding
Yes.
episode?
And why would you think we would get you killed?
Because we're going to a horrible, war-torn part of the country, apparently, according to rumors. We'll find out.
You think Max would get you killed?
You think my home would get you killed?
Not your people, but your home, probably.
I love my home.
The woods are gonna try to eat us. I welcome them to try, honestly. But yeah. And then when I'm not doing that, I'm Lyra Kroll in Academy H. She creates all of her own problems, except for when she doesn't.
That is very fair.
That's it. That's all I'm doing right now.
And who knows? Maybe we'll bring you back for Claire for another episode of Garth Encounters. Raph.
Oh, hi. It's his eye. It's me, Raph. I played tonight. I played Amelia Westwood. She was the exec. And will forever be the exec. Actually, it's in her contract. She can never be fired. She's like a postal service employee. So what do I have coming up? What is this week? What day is it? I don't even know. Tuesday. I will be back.
It is Tuesday.
Okay. God. All right. Next Tuesday, I'll be back for Changeling Cold Iron, where I play the absolutely super boring, super normal Yuna Orlova. And we're about to go defend Mommy. And then that's what's happening for there.
Gonna fight a bear
and gonna save Mommy. And then on next Thursday, I'll be back for Redacted, which is JD's psychological horror homebrew, where I also play a very normal mom of the group, Sophia McAllister. She's great. She's a cutie. And she's the only one that's not possessed right now. So she's thriving.
That is the first factual statement you have said about her.
What, that she's the mom of the group?
that she is not
She
currently
also
possessed.
did steal a box from church. She just doesn't have the key. She just needs to have the key.
Yeah,
So,
real normal things are happening.
Totally normal. We'll get to that tunnel at some point. Anyway.
Hey, Raph, what's happening the day after? Redacted.
Oh my gosh. I don't know why I keep forgetting, but season 2 Secrets to Shadows is also back. Friday? Really? Wait. This
Friday after
next
Redacted.
Friday.
Next Friday.
Oh, right. Okay. That's why. It's usually an off week for me, but no. We'll be back for a season 2 Secrets to Shadows where you'll see the return of Carmen Deloso. Slightly less nasty physically.
Only physically.
And all the other ways, you'll have to see. But physically, not falling apart.
That's all we can ask for, I guess.
That is really
Very true.
all any of us could ask for.
Yeah, that's what I've got going on.
Incredible, Raph. And last but not least, Steph.
Hey, I'm Steph. I was Anna Lee, the Snoop. One day she will get the footage she desires, but today's not that day, and yet we persist. Thank you for the follow. I've had a lot of fun hanging out with very cool people playing this very fun game. You can catch me tomorrow at the Bleak season in his Penny Dreadful game, A Strange Night in Paradise, where I'm playing Lillian Durand, the writer. It's fine. We're just solving crimes. It's a totally normal time, I'm sure. And then next Thursday, you can catch me in Redacted, psychological horror game. I'm now possessed. It's going great. And next Friday, season 2 Secrets to Shadows, where formerly the Lady Rhiannon Carewood is now Duchess Rhiannon Carewood, and I'm sure the extra stress is going fine. I'm sure she has so much less to worry about. We'll see. It'll be a good time.
Everything's
sure.
good.
Yeah, she's got her boyfriend. What could go wrong?
Your boyfriend isn't literally rotting anymore,
He's
yo. Life's good.
He's gone from zombie to bae. It's great.
We love to see it.
I'm sad I can't make that joke anymore. It was good.
And so with that, I'm going to be as quick as I can on this outro and really just focus on what is going on this week, because everybody's basically plugged most of the projects I'm in. So if they were mentioned, I'm going to be a part of it in some capacity, whether I'm playing or running in it. Tomorrow I will be joining Steph for Penny Dreadful, where I'm playing a very normal guy, Dr. Henry Ellis. Nothing weird's ever happened. It's totally fine. We're just investigating the murder of angels. Sometimes that'll happen to people like that. Then on Thursday, I'm going to be back here for the mid-season/season finale of Thy Kingdom Come, where I will be playing very normal, not Saint Soren Augustine. And then I will be running Table 1 of a season of Secrets and Shadows back this Friday. That's going to be an interesting one. I believe 3 out of the 4 players switched playbooks between seasons. So we're going to see some familiar faces in a completely different way. And then finally, I will be with Exquisite Corpse Presents for Sister Cities this Saturday. And we're not going to worry about anything next week, because that is a whole long list of other things that are happening that I will have plenty of time to plug. And so with that, it is late. We have hunted ghosts. We have had a good time.
The witching hour is upon us.
I am going to ask my lovely cast to say good night to you all. And I may ask you, Corey, for one last time, for now, give us our outro.
I'm your host, Garth Targrave. Thanks for watching Garth Encounters. Got it. Got it in one. Got it.